Hi everyone. Thank you for joining me on this channel today. My name is Obi Naosweke, a hospitality management consultant with over 10 years of experience in business operations and people management as well as customer service. All right, in my previous post, you would see that I did a full introduction of myself and I agreed, or I said that this channel is going to be basically for those who want to get started in kickstart their hospitality career, and then as well as those who are already players in the industry, which is the hospitality sector, who wants to improve their skill or improve their knowledge to be able to increase the productivity of their business or where they work, and to become better staff, of course, or better business owners. Because, of course, we all know that hotel business or hospitality business is mainly for customer satisfaction while maximizing profit. All right, so let's get into it. So today, I'll be sharing with us tips or strategy on how a manager or a staff can become more effective when they resume their shift. Now, over the years, I've noticed that as a manager, the moment you walk into a hotel facility, something happens. You might have ideas or some key assignments you might want to carry out in the course of your shift for the day. Now, what happens is the moment the staff or the manager walks into his shift and begins his job or her job for the day, the staff or manager gets, especially managers, gets inundated and overwhelmed with several guest requests, several staff complain, guests complain, requests from the top manager. That's if this manager is a line manager, he might get some added responsibilities or added instructions from the operation manager or the general manager, as the case may be. Now, in the course of this, those activities or those priorities that the manager is supposed to achieve for the day gets eroded off in the course of that manager's work for the day. Now, this brings about system failure. For example, if the manager, let's take for example an F&B manager, is meant to do a pep talk with his or her team on a particular service area that he has noticed some lapses or non-compliance to the SOPs that are related to probably taking a guest order. Now, if he doesn't do that and begins to get distracted or disrupted from those several requests that are coming, now that particular non-compliant procedure that his team are actually doing that he wanted to correct the moment he resumes work, we keep repeating, and then that keeps bringing about bad guest service. Now, what can a manager do to ensure that regardless of the fast-paced environment of a hotel, regardless of the number of requests that is made by the guest or staff or complaints, that he's still able to manage his time and ensures that he delivers top service delivery to the guest? Now, one strategy I've realized is that whenever a manager is closing for work for a particular shift, either a day shift or a night shift, as the case may be, what I do is I'll pick up a biro and then I'll get a diary. Very, very important. If you want to do it the old school way, get a diary, get a biro, and then put down a number of things that you want to do in your next shift. Now, when that is done, you make sure that you list them according to the order of priority, which one is urgent and important. Once you are able to list them, just about 6 of them, you don't need to have a truckload of targets or activities that are important for your shifts that you want to do in a day. So just pick about 6 of them. Now, when you pick 6 of them, you write it down at the end of your shift. The moment you resume work in your next shift, what I do is I'll pick my diary and then I begin to look at the number 1. So while I am getting complaints or requests from the guest, as I am trying to attend to those things, at the same time, I am making sure that I'm looking at my book and I'm trying to tick out the number 1 activity that I want to achieve for the day. And guess what? If you discipline yourself to go back, keep going back to your diary, at every instant, at every time, at every single time you have a chance or get some breathing space from those complaints, from those distractions, which are also part of the job. Remember, the hotel environment is a fast-paced environment. And if you're not fast, if you're not effective, if you're not efficient, you're going to create a lot of service failure that could become a bad reputation for the hotel. So this is what I do. Once I come to work the next day, I've already listed 6 things that I want to achieve for that shift. Then I open up my book. It remains open on my desk all through the day. As I'm going and coming back, doing management by walking around, attending to guests, trying to do one thing or the other, I'm going back to my diary and I'm making sure the number 1 thing on that list of activities to be done for the day is done. Once I do it, I tick it off. I move to the next. I move to the next. I move to the next. And what I've realized is before the end of the day, I have done at least 80 to 90% of those things listed on my diary. Now, also for the Gen Zs or for those who are very computer savvy or technology savvy, which is supposed to be, because a 21st century hospitality manager is supposed to be acquainted with technology and all the necessary tools that it requires to make the job effective. So there is another one I do, especially when you are a general manager. You know, as a general manager, you are not relying on the manager that is above you or superior to give you instructions of what to do by the day. It's more or less that you are a boss of your own, in the sense that you dictate what is supposed to do because you are expected to take ownership of the business. So what do? I now have a boss, an unofficial boss, who is not the business owner nor the board of directors or whatever it could be at the top level. What I do is I make sure that I put my priorities on my calendar. So if you have your phone could be your boss. Instead of scrolling away on the phone, chatting away your time, you could use your calendar to list and put a timeline. For example, if I want to hold management meeting this week, and I know that it's going to be on Saturday, and I know that it's going to be 9 a.m. with all the management staff, what do I do? Today, that Saturday is in some days ahead. Today, I'll put on my calendar by 9 a.m. to pass a circular or to announce through our channels to all the managers that management meeting is 9 a.m., the venue, the agenda, and all that is needed. So by 9 a.m., my calendar just pops up, announce management meeting with the agenda. What do? Regardless of who I'm attending to, regardless of what I'm doing, the moment I tie up, I get closure from that activity, I will immediately pick my phone and then create the circular and pass it around. Now that way, that activity has been done. Then what do? I'll quickly move to Saturday on the same calendar and mark that day, mark the time of the meeting, and put an alarm for at least 10-15 minutes before the exact time, which allows me to ensure that I follow up on that. Now, by so doing, you see that your calendar begins to control your activities. Yes, you're the one that sets the calendar up, but the calendar now becomes your boss. When you do that, you realize that in a week, you are able to keep your team on track, increase their productivity levels, because you have where you are holding your line managers accountable to the tasks you delegated to them. You have where you're supposed to attend to meetings, your engagement with customer or guests, and all the things that happens. So while the environment is fast-paced, you are also not losing out on the key things, key performance indicators that is supposed to keep your business running through. So I don't know if this relates to you. So I will encourage you to watch through this video, share it with your friends, and then let me see comments in the comment section. Do you notice this activity in your hotel? Or as a staff, do you come into work and you get inundated and you get confused of what to do? Maybe this video could help you. So thank you so much for watching. I would like you to like and subscribe as I'm going to be sharing more tips on how to do the day-to-day activities of being a hotel manager or a hotel staff in your various establishments. Thank you, and see you in the next video.